IFE, IIFE, stands for Immediately Invoked Function Expression. I will create one, and inside of it, we'll create a makeForm function. This function is just going to write to the DOM, so I will speed it up. I won't even write a test for the function. It's just meant to put a form on the page. I'm sure the Chrome team wrote their own test for DOM manipulation. There's no need for me to duplicate their efforts. I will set an onSubmit handler to return false so that when clicking the button, it does not submit the form. I will clear the body with an empty string, and then I will append the form. It just renders the form. Clicking the button doesn't do anything yet. I will set a state variable. I will put it in all caps to indicate that it is a constant. Initially, it will have an empty names array. I will set up an onClick handler for the restore button. It will just do a console log for now. I will set up a variable pointer to the input field. Using that variable, I will give it an onKeyUp handler. It will also just be a console log for now. I will check out those handlers in the browser. Next, I will write the custom logic to replace those handlers. The first one will be called makeRestore. I will pass it input and state as arguments. It will return a function. That function will remove the last item in the names array of state. After that, it will set input's value to the last item in the array. If no more names, then I will set it to an empty string. I'm going to borrow a simple test function from elsewhere. I made a video about using a simple test with JavaScript. In the description, I have a link to a public gist. I will borrow it to help me develop these two functions. I will set input to an empty object. I will set up state to be an object with a names array. The array will have A, B, and C. Restore will get the return of the function. I will use input and state as arguments. I will call restore once. Now I can verify with test that the last item is B. I will call restore again. And now I can verify that the last name is A. I realize that I inadvertently put the test within the makeForm function. I will move it up to the top. Now I will work on the next function. It is called debounce input. It will get 3 arguments: input, delay, and state. The job of this function is to capture input at a given interval, but to do so without previous attempts to capture. Clearing and setting the timeout is the way I'll accomplish it. I will verify the function with a test. Delay will be my interval. Hello will be what I input. I will call the function once with the 3 arguments for input, delay, and state. I will verify that at this point the length of the names array is 1. Now, after an amount of time, I will check the length of the array again. I will weight the delay plus 50%. Now I can verify that the length of the array is 2. I will set a state variable to have an empty names array. I will replace the restore console log with a call to the make restore function, along with the input and state arguments. I will replace the onKeyUp console log with the call to the debounce input function, along with the arguments for input, delay, and state. When I run the function, I see that I messed up and defined state twice, so I will remove one of them. I realize that I need to tweak a bit the way I define onClick. Now I will set a series of inputs with a pause in between each. When I click the button, I restore values all the way back to an empty input. Cool.